Hello and welcome to episode 1 of the So Below podcast, presented by Barrier Media. I'm your host Noah Jane, and today we're taking a deep dive into the lore and origins behind the sound that inspired a movement, shoegaze. But before we kick things off, let's talk about this week in music for a moment. First, we have post-rock outfit and number 1 hot new band Hot Mulligan, with their upcoming album The Sound a Body Makes When It's Still, set to release on August 22nd. Apparently, they're hosting virtual listening parties across the country for the new record. Sources say they've handpicked several record stores in various states to help assist in the event. We will also be releasing an episode dedicated to the new release the following day. It'll feature a deep dive into the history and lore of the band, a full review of the new record, and a ranked list of our personal favorite tracks from every release, so be sure and tune in for that. Next up, we have the long-standing shoegaze outfit Echo Bloom, who have recently thrilled fans with the unexpected announcement of a new EP titled Fading Light Sessions, that's set to release on August 5th. Known for their lush, reverb-drenched soundscapes and ethereal vocals, the band stated the EP comprises previously unreleased tracks from their last album's recording sessions, offering a deeper dive into their creative process and a fresh take on their signature sound. Then, we have rising Midwest emo act Porchlight Parade, who have officially joined the roster of Humble Noise Records, a label celebrated for its dedication to the genre's raw and emotive core. This signing marks a significant step for the Chicago-based quartet, whose intricate guitar melodies and heartfelt lyrics have been gaining traction in the DIY scene, promising a wider reach for their highly anticipated debut full-length. Moving on, we have instrumental post-rock collective Silent Ascent, who recently announced a comprehensive list of North American tour dates for this fall, supporting their critically acclaimed album, Vast Horizons. The band, lauded for their dynamic compositions that build from quiet introspection to explosive crescendos, will embark on their most extensive tour yet, bringing their immersive live experience to major cities across the continent. And finally, beloved emo revivalists Broken Stereo Hearts, who may or may not have hinted at an upcoming acoustic reimagining of their seminal debut album, Shattered Reflections. The band posted a cryptic video featuring stripped-down versions of fan favorites, leading to speculation that a full acoustic album or EP is in the works, offering a more intimate perspective on the raw emotion that defined their early sound. That's all for now, and we'll keep you posted. Now, for the main event. We're going back in time. So, when we talk about shoegaze, we're primarily looking at the late 1980s in the UK. It wasn't a sudden explosion, but rather a gradual evolution from various influences like psychedelic rock, noise pop, and even some of the more atmospheric post-punk bands. The term shoegaze itself was actually a bit of a dig, referring to how guitarists would often stare down at their extensive pedal boards during live performances, creating this incredible sonic tapestry. It was less about rockstar antics and more about crafting an immersive experience. One of the earliest, crucial precursors has to be the Jesus and Mary Chain with their 1985 album Psychocandy. While not strictly shoegaze, their blend of pop melodies with abrasive feedback certainly laid some groundwork. Then you have bands like Cocteau Twins, formed in Scotland in 1979. Their signature ethereal sound, defined by Robin Guthrie's heavily processed guitars and Elizabeth Fraser's otherworldly vocals, truly set a precedent for the dreamy, atmospheric qualities that would become synonymous with shoegaze. They weren't shoegaze per se, but their influence is undeniable. Now, let's talk about the bands that truly molded shoegaze into what we know it as. The Big Four, as many call them, are essential. First up, My Bloody Valentine. Formed in Dublin in 1983, led by Kevin Shields, they are arguably the most influential band in the genre. Their 1988 album Isn't Anything laid the groundwork, but it was their 1991 masterpiece, Loveless, that truly defined shoegaze. It was a notoriously expensive and painstaking album to create, almost bankrupting their label, Creation Records, but its unique glide guitar sound and dense, layered textures became the blueprint for countless bands. Loveless is consistently ranked among the greatest albums of all time, regardless of genre. Next, we have Slowdive, formed in Reading, England, in 1989, comprising Neil Halstead, Rachel Goswell, Christian Saville, Nick Chaplin, and Simon Scott. Their sound was a more melancholic, ethereal take on shoegaze. While their debut Just for a Day in 1991 received mixed reviews, their second album, Souvlaki in 1993, is now considered a seminal work, beloved for its dreamy melodies and lush soundscapes. After a long hiatus, they reunited in 2014 and released a critically acclaimed self-titled album in 2017, followed by Everything is Alive in 2023, proving their enduring relevance. Then there's Ride, also from Oxford, formed in 1988. Andy Bell and Mark Gardner's guitar interplay, combined with Lawrence Colbert's powerful drumming and Steve Quirrell's bass, created a more energetic, almost anthemic version of shoegaze. Their debut, Nowhere in 1990, is a classic, and their single Leave Them All Behind, from Going Blank Again in 1992, even broke into the UK top 10, a rare commercial success for the genre. Like Slowdive, Ride also reunited and have released new material, maintaining their signature sound. And finally, Lush, formed in London in 1987 by Mickey Berenyi and Emma Anderson. They were one of the first bands to be explicitly labeled shoegaze. Their early EPs, compiled on Gala in 1990, showcased their blend of abrasive guitars and sweet, intertwining vocals. Albums like Spooky in 1992 and Split in 1994 further cemented their status, though they later dabbled in Britpop. Lush's melodic sensibility and strong female vocals offered a distinct flavor to the scene. Beyond these four, other bands like Chapter House, known for Whirlpool, and Swervedriver, with their heavier, more rock-oriented sound on albums like Raise and Mezcal Head, also played crucial roles in expanding the genre's boundaries. These bands didn't just exist in a vacuum. They were nurtured and amplified by visionary record labels. The most prominent, without a doubt, was Creation Records. Founded by Alan McGee, Creation was the epicenter of shoegaze, signing My Bloody Valentine, Ride, and Slowdive. Despite the financial strain of Loveless, McGee's belief in these artists allowed them to create groundbreaking music. Their influence on the sound and distribution of shoegaze is immeasurable. Another vital label was 4AD Records. While perhaps more associated with dream pop and gothic rock, 4AD was home to Lush and, of course, the Cocteau twins. Their aesthetic, often characterized by lush production and artistic packaging, perfectly complemented the ethereal nature of many shoegaze bands, giving them a platform and a distinct visual identity. The original shoegaze wave may have been relatively short-lived in its initial mainstream attention, often overshadowed by the rise of Britpop and grunge. However, its influence has been profound and enduring. From post-rock to indie pop, and even metal elements of shoegaze's wall of sound, its use of effects and its atmospheric qualities can be heard across countless genres today. The genre has experienced multiple revivals, with new bands continually drawing inspiration from these pioneers. The legacy of these bands and labels is not just in the music they created, but in the sonic possibilities they unlocked, proving that noise could be beautiful and introspection could be epic. This brings us to, well now. Right now, a new wave of artists are carrying the torch and paving the way to new heights, many of which inspired this podcast. So, now that we've taken you back in time, let's take a look at some of the best we have today. Hotline TNT, for example. This band has been steadily building a loyal following with their fuzzy, melodic sound, proving that shoegaze can still be both raw and incredibly catchy. Their recent albums Cartwheel and their upcoming release, Raspberry Moon, are packed with hooks that get stuck in your head, even through all that beautiful noise. And, of course, we have Fleshwater. As a side project of the metalcore band Vane FM, they bring a heavier, grungier edge to shoegaze, appealing to those who like their ethereal sound with a punch. Their album We're Not Here to Be Loved really cemented their place as a force to be reckoned with. Another solid example is Wednesday. This North Carolina band has carved out a truly unique niche by blending shoegaze with country and alt-rock. Their prolific output, including albums like Twin Plagues and Rat Saw God, has earned them widespread critical acclaim and a dedicated fanbase, proving that genre boundaries are made to be blurred. Then there's Julie. This rapidly rising band has been generating significant buzz with their distinctive sound, often cited in discussions about the genre's freshest faces. Their EPs and singles showcase a band with immense potential, quickly gaining traction across online platforms. We also have Dive. Their albums, Is the Izar and Deceiver, along with their recent Frog in Boiling Water, have solidified their position as one of the most successful and influential bands in modern indie and shoegaze. They consistently deliver hazy, melodic perfection that resonates with a wide audience. Finally, there is Slowdive. Their triumphant return in 2014, followed by their incredible self-titled album in 2017 and the breathtaking Everything Is Alive in 2023, not only solidified their legendary status, but also introduced their timeless sound to an entirely new generation of fans. Their ability to craft immersive, beautiful soundscapes remains unparalleled, and their continued critical and commercial success post-reunion makes them undeniably the most impactful shoegaze act of the last decade. So now you know. This is much more than a sound. It's a revolution and the preservation of a distinct moment in time. To the future, to bright young minds, carving their names into their father's weathered guitars. May your gaze remain low. As for the rest of us, we'll be listening as artists continue to inspire and captivate, proving that sometimes the most profound experiences come from looking down at your feet and letting the sound wash over you. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure and subscribe to the channel. For more information on Barrier Media, visit us online at barriermedia.car.co. Get loud. Stay heard.